there is simply no mathematical way possible in which I do not win in 10 years. Hello everyone, my name is Molina. I scaled Tweet Hunter from 0 to $1.5 million a year in 15 months. And now I'm going to show you how to monetize a Twitter audience. I used to make $250 as a VA. Then I started my ghostwriting agency and got to $30K a month. And when I got to 6 figures, I thought the same mindset shifts were going to take me to 7. Turns out that was not true at all. I had to shift how I thought and how I operated in business in order to get to that level. And these were the mindset shifts that took me from 6 to 7 figures. Enjoy it. At 6 figures, I read the entire book. At 7 figures, I just skipped through whichever book sounds the most interesting, but I applied the one chapter I'm reading to the T. Because sometimes it's not that we need more, we need to do less, but we need to do it better. At 6 figures, I thought I knew everything, so I told people, here's what works. At 7 figures, I know that I don't make nearly enough money as other people, so I tell them, here's what's worked for me. That also doesn't make you look like an asshole, because you're not telling people what to do. You're just telling them, hey, this is what worked for me. If you want it, take it. At 6 figures, I just said, if I crossed 10 things off my to-do list, it was a good day. Now at 7 figures, you get paid by what you don't do. If I had one good idea that day, it was a good day. At 6 figures, I had 3 monitors. Now I have a laptop and maybe a mouse. I did have to buy a camera though, because they told me, man, your Loom camera is not working. We need to get something professional. So there you go. At 6 figures, I thought, I crafted an offer and nobody bought. My offer sucks. At 7 figures, I think, you know what? Let me pitch 100 people live before I come to conclusions. Because sometimes it's not that your offer sucks, you just haven't given it enough oxygen for it to breathe. At 6 figures, I thought I needed to do more workouts, more lead gen, more outreach, more offers. Now at 7 figures, I realized I need to do less, but I need to do it better. At 6 figures, I thought I needed to read 12 books a year. Now I never finish any books. You see any of these? I haven't finished any of these. I just skim through the ones that seem the most interesting, and if it catches my attention, then I'll go deep on it. Like Naval said, read what you love until you love to read. At 6 figures, I thought direct response was king. Now I think branding is king. Because direct response, although it's very effective, it works better when you pair it with a big personal brand so that you can make money today and a lot of money tomorrow. At 6 figures, I thought, how can I make more money today? I wanted everything today. I wanted it to happen today. Now at 7 figures, I think, how can I make more money in a decade? And that's how I think about stuff in general. How big will my account be in a decade? How fit will I be in a decade? It's not because it's gonna take 10 years, it's not, but it just detaches me from the process and allows me to make more patient and calculated decisions. At 6 figures, I thought, where should I focus my time? At 7 figures, I think, where should I focus my attention? Like if somebody tells you, hey, can we talk for 5 minutes? It's not just the 5 minutes that's going to cost you. It's like the 30 minutes of context switching you have to do in order to be present in those 5 minutes. So at 6 figures, I was really wary of my time. And at 7 figures, I'm even more wary of my attention. At 6 figures, I thought the goal is to do it perfectly. At 7 figures, I thought the goal is doing it imperfectly. And even though that sounds like, yeah, obviously you're not going to be perfect, we never apply that. When we work, we try to get everything right. For example, let's say I'm doing a project. Before I want to get everything done in a day. Now I realize this can't be done in a day. This is maybe like a week of work. So I do it imperfectly every day. And in the end, if you see a quality metric, the ones when I took my time and I did it imperfectly are even better than the ones where I rushed it and tried to do it perfectly. At 6 figures, and oh my God, this is a big one. I thought, who's the best person to copy? At 7 figures, I think, who's the best person to emulate? Now, people play to their unfair advantages, and if you want to copy other people's unfair advantages, you're neglecting yours. For example, Russell Brunson, he's so like energetic and he shows what he does, all these hand gestures. Other people are more calculated, they work more with spreadsheets and numbers. Now, if that's your thing, then it wouldn't work. I never think about, how do I copy this person? I always think about, why is he doing that the way he does it? And that way I can analyze the why and play to my unfair advantages. Let's say you're a character in a fighting game and you have stats, you have power, you have agility, and from all those stats, what are the stats you are best at? Now, if you combine your best stats with the fundamentals and you see what are others doing, that's when you become truly powerful. At 6 figures, I check social media analytics. Now I check Stripe dashboard analytics. figures. At 6 figures, I thought, what content do I have to write today to knock it out of the park? At 7 figures, I think, which content plan can I stick to for 1,000 competitive days? Sometimes it's not that we have a strategy problem. We kind of already know what to do. We have an execution problem. So if I think with the end in mind, which is not accomplishing the thing, but doing the actions that will inevitably hand me the thing, then I just always get it because I stick to the action, not to the result. At 6 figures, I thought I need retweets to grow, and other retweets will help you, like saying Cash. Now I think I need patience to grow because I know that if I stick to the plan, there is simply no mathematical way possible in which I do not win in 10 years. At 6 figures, I always took calls at the beginning of the day because I wanted to be fresh. Now at 7 figures, I always take it after I'm done with my work because I don't want it to distract me from deep work in the morning. At 6 figures, I thought I can't train, I need to work. At 7 figures, I switched it. I'm like, I can't work, I need to train. Now I put health above everything else. At 6 figures, I thought I'm overwhelmed, I need to change my strategy. And then on very emotional situations, I used to take a lot of decisions. I thought that emotions were going to bring me truth, when in reality, they bring you blurriness. You can't see. Now at 7 figures, instead of taking major decisions, I just take a nap. And then after the nap, the answer is actually pretty clear. 6 figures, I'm like, I wake up at the same time every day because that's what we do. Even if I didn't have enough sleep, I need to wake up and work. At 7 figures, like I snooze it, get it? It's funny, guys. At 6, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's hop on a call. At 7 figures, I do everything in my power not to get on Zoom calls. At 6 figures, I use Notion dashboards, productivity dashboards. I use all these complicated systems in my computer. At 7 figures, pen and paper. At 6 figures, I thought if it wasn't working, I needed to change the plan. At 7 figures, I think if it's not working, I haven't given the plan enough time. So I stick to the plan. At 6 figures, I read 100 tweets and I wrote one. At 7 figures, I read 10 tweets and I write 10 tweets. I'm in the other side of the supply curve. 6 figures, I just thought, man, I need to outsource these things. At 7 figures, I think I need to learn these things, then outsource them. I know this is not something you just fix. This is something you come back and revisit every time something's not working. Learn the skill first, outsource it second. At 6 figures, I wanted to network with valuable people. I still do, but at 7 figures, I try not to chase them. I try to attract them. I think, how do I become valuable myself so other valuable people will come to me? You don't grow valuable because you grow a network. You grow a network because you are valuable. At 6 figures, and this is kind of controversial, I used to study billionaires. At 7 figures, I study millionaires. Because I know that even though they're not as far ahead of me, they already remember a lot of the path that I'm going through. So I actually can relate more to them. At 6 figures, I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. We can obviously do a discount. No sweat. At 7 figures, I'm just like, I don't do discounts. And the biggest one is at 6 figures, I thought it was the best. At 7 figures, I know I'm still learning. These were all key mindset shifts to go from $100,000 to $1 million a year. And they were all very counterintuitive because an entrepreneur, you're a go-getter. You want to do more. You want to go on offense. Whereas if you want to get to 7 figures, you kind of understand that it's not so much what you do that takes you to 7 figures, it's what you don't do. So if you want to get to 6 figures, I realize you get there by just saying yes. If you want to get to 7 figures, you get there by just saying no. So hopefully this was helpful and you can subscribe to the channel to see more content on Twitter monetization, not Twitter growth. Because likes are cool, but likes ain't cash. See ya.